All right, so yeah, we're here at is it called HR Epic or
Epic HR
Epic
2024.
Epic HR 2024, and I'm here with Autumn Morgan. And yeah, so go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're doing here.
Yeah, I have a background in journalism and public speaking, and I've worked in marketing for about 11, 12 years now. So I'm here at Epic helping out Weight Watchers for Business for their events.
Okay, very cool. How's that going how's the whole experience here going for you guys?
I'm loving it. Yeah, it's going really well. The booth came out perfect, which is great, and it's our biggest of the year so far. Our biggest event of the year so far.
Right on.
Mm-hmm.
And so you just caught my attention. You said you're in journalism. Your background's in journalism. Mm-hmm. So how did you get into that? How did you know that was where you were going to go?
So when I first went to school, I wanted to be a book editor and open my own publishing company. And rather than major in writing or English, which tend to not have the same sort of oomph or power when you are telling people what your major was, I chose to go with journalism because it's a little bit more applicable to multiple departments of work.
And then, do you remember your first job out of there? Was it what you thought it was going to be?
Yes and no. So it was with NBC7 News. Okay. I was an assignment editor and story producer. So I wrote what the news anchors were saying. I edited the videos, and I also told the reporters where to go. Okay. So I would listen in on the radios, basically.
And so was that in San Diego?
Yes.
NBC. So yeah, we just found out, we're here in Las Vegas, and we just found out we're actually both locals to San Diego County, which is fantastic. So, okay, so yeah, can you tell me more about that? Because I've never met anybody in that business, so it's super exciting to kind of learn more about that.
Yeah, it was a wonderful experience. It taught me a lot. It was tough because, when you're working in the news, you're dealing with a lot of difficult situations. Mm-hmm. And you have to almost become not blind to it, but a little bit numb so that it doesn't impact who you are as a person or your day-to-day, because you're dealing with so many negative things from every single day.
So it sounds like you have your experience with your fair share of we'll call it poor leadership maybe, or suboptimal leadership?
Not really poor leadership, more like
stress.
So I worked overnights when I was with NBC.
Okay.
And when you're working overnights, there are a lot more deaths that you deal with.
Oh,
so you're editing video, you're talking to people.
Oh, you're going in a much different direction. Okay.
Yeah. So that's what I mean by a little harder. You have to become a little more numb.
Wow. Okay. So we like to try and steer every conversation back to leadership. So that's why I was trying to kind of go that way. But
of course. Sorry.
No, that's on me. But yeah, so I guess what did you like the most about that job, as difficult as it may have been?
I liked how different every single day was. I mean, you have your basic things that you're doing the same, which is editing video or figuring out what the news stories of the day are, but they're different stories, and you get to hear from a multitude of different people on what they care about, what's happening in their lives, and actually in some ways make a difference through the videos that you create, because you're giving voice to their stories.
Right on. Very cool. And then how long did you do that for?
About 2 years.
Okay.
And then shortly after that was when I went into marketing and met my mentor, who gave me my start in marketing.
Oh, let's talk about your mentor.
Yeah.
And who is that?
His name is Derek Haney.
Okay.
Currently, he's working at Pipe 17, so shout out to Derek.
There you go.
He's the actual best. Him and he and his wife, Shayna, both were co-founders of a social media marketing agency called Volpine Interactive, and so they gave me my start.
Right on. And what are those qualities that you really adore or admire from them?
They're very real.
Okay.
They don't sugarcoat. So if you saw Tiffany Stevenson's keynote today for Epic from Weight Watchers for Business, she was talking about how Weight Watchers for Business isn't like sugarcoating anything anymore. Right. That's something I love about Derek and Shayna. If a client was unhappy or something was happening, they didn't tell you everything was going to be okay necessarily, but they also didn't give you doom and gloom. It was just, here's the situation, here's what we think makes sense to fix it, what are your opinions? And then they would take that feedback and really run with it to make the business a better environment.
So the type of feedback so it sounds like the type of feedback that they would give their clients was very objective, and it sounds like they were also offering up a solution or potential way forward, or maybe some options on how to move forward. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So if you're going to present a problem, you have to present at least one solution that you think can really help with it. It may not be the solution that you end up with, but something I learned with Derek and Shayna and just my time in the marketing industry is don't present problems unless you have suggestions for how to fix them.
And did you feel they did the same thing with mentoring you and providing you feedback on your performance as well? Or is that they kind of carried that through? So
I strongly believe I would not have come as far in my career if it weren't for them. I actually co-founded a company with Derek later on after working for a few other agencies and SEO companies and everything.
So what was that company that you guys formed together?
It was called E-commerce Tech, just got acquired last year. It's a marketplace that helps connect brands with the right technology tools and service providers. So big partnership network of agencies, tech providers, SaaS.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, very super cool. And you have your own consulting business right now?
I do, yes. Auto marketing consulting.
Okay. And it's just you, or you have a team?
Just me, yeah. I do subcontract with other partners as well, but I have my own consultancy on top of that.
So running your own company, your own consulting firm, do you have like certain values that you want to make sure that you highlight for your potential clients going forward?
Yeah, so a big thing is just striving with every interaction with a client or every interaction with a client's customers or prospects to make a difference in some way, shape, or form. So one of my clients, for instance, is a book editor for fantasy and cozy mystery authors. And I love working with her. She's incredible. But she mostly works with smaller, like self-published authors. And so by working together, we're able to help those self-published authors actually get their work out there in a way that they may not be able to if they're trying to go through the larger publishing companies.
Right on. Yeah, no, we connected on that too, because I saw your tattoo and then you kind of explained where it came from, and it was something that my daughter reads. So a quart of
Thorns and Roses. Yeah.
Thank you. So we kind of connect. So now it all kind of aligns for me, which is super cool because we're like we all grew up reading these stories and it kind of carried into our adulthood, and now that you're helping younger or first-time writers, it sounds like kind of get published. Because I agree, I've learned a little bit about publishing business, and it's not easy.
Definitely not, no.
and then part of that is to have a presence on social media as well, right? Do you guys help them with that aspect of it as well?
I do, yeah. So for this client I mentioned, the book editor, I actually run all of her social media presence. So I'm still trying to talk her into getting on TikTok because that's going to really help, but she doesn't want to be in front of the camera too much.
No.
But we're at least growing her LinkedIn presence, and I did talk her into Instagram and Facebook. So we're starting those up as well.
Excellent, very excellent. No, that's super important, and that's what we learn at Intrinsic. First, we were always looking to publish product, and so we're learning about that business as well, and then the whole social media. So we're obviously doing podcasts like this and put it out on social media. It's all about building brand and awareness as well. So, but super cool. Did you have anything else you wanted to throw in? I mean, this has been a great conversation.
Yeah, I'm definitely, if we're talking about leadership, I feel like the best way is to lead by example. The best leaders lead by example. So if you're going to be expecting something from your team or from your clients even, it has to be something that you're embodying for yourself. So if you're wanting to make a difference, for instance, then you want to make sure that you're doing that in your personal life, or that you're actively kind of walking the walk and talking the talk.
And I think it's important, and to your point, because even if you're a company of one, right?
Yeah.
It becomes even more, because of that your reputation does precede you, and how you interact with your clients, that's all your company, right? That's a part of your portfolio, and I echo everything you just said about that, 100%. So,
perfect.
We do have a thing where we work with clients and trying to establish a customer kind of customer feedback or customer relations. How do you treat customers, right? And then one of the things we say, well, how do you define who a customer is? And so in our company, we say it's It's whoever's asking you for something.
I love that.
Yeah, and that's how so we treat everyone the same, whether you're a customer or employees in house. So that's kind of where we go with that. So this has been super fun. So thank you for taking the time
Yeah,
to
thank
do
you.
this. We want to talk to you for hours. This is super fun. So.